Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer. Can I ask a stupid question?
Better than anyone I know!
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at Disney Big Thunder Mountain Railroad from Funko Games.
Hello everybody, we'll get back to the review in just a second. I just want to take a moment to ask you to go ahead and check out and subscribe to my other channel, that is Cody Carlson PhD, where we talk about military history and books on history and fun things like that. Please check that out, please subscribe, and now, back to the review.
In Disney Big Thunder Mountain Railroad from Funko Games, 2 to 4 players take on the roles of miners as they're going to attempt to gather resources using a very funky deck building system. Now the game board is actually a kind of a three-dimensional mountain in which marbles are going to be able to roll down it. In fact, you're going to put the mountain piece on top, and you're going to have a basin behind it where you put marbles. And the whole point of the game is you're going to twist that mountain around so that the marbles will come out and go down to the various tracks. Now players have their own mine car, which is located in the town behind the basin. The players are going to have their own starter cards. You're also going to have a fate deck you're going to place on the side of the board. You're going to have various tokens that you're going to be able to accrue during the course of the game, and lots of other goodies besides. You're each also going to take a little locomotive you're going to place on the scoring track. You're going to place that at 0, and then of course you have your little mine cars that are going to round the mountain. Now you're also going to have a spot for supply cards where you can purchase supply cards coming out. Now at the very beginning of the game, you're going to twist the mountain 3 times, releasing 3 marbles from the basin. The marbles are going to go ahead and roll down to the various spots where they then can be mined. Now the color of the marbles represent different things. For instance, blue represents water, yellow represents gold, the brown represents kind of raw ore, and the red represents fate. And when you have the red marble appears, then you need to go ahead and draw a fate card that's going to have some kooky things happen around the mountain. Now on your turn, you're going to go ahead and you're going to play your cards. These cards let you do different things. They let you move along the track a number of spaces. If you have the pick for gold and there's gold where you're located, you can go ahead and play that in order to put the gold in your cart. If there is gold and water, you can't pick for it, but you can pan for it. If you play the pan card, you can go ahead and grab the gold from there. And if there's just water there, you can play the bail water card, so you can bail the water, take the water out, and you get a town token, which you can place on your player mat. And these town tokens you can spend later for other things. If you play a card with a train on it, it means you can resupply. You can take a card from the supply, which adds to your deck and gives you more options going forward. You can get a cross-cut tunnel. Essentially, you run a marble, and you can move directly to wherever that marble came out. And finally, there's a discard to move. You can discard the card in order to move that number of spaces. Now, as those symbols come up on your cards, typically you can play each of them in any order you want, unless one says discard it in order to play a specific action. Now, when you make it back to town, you can take certain actions. You can either trade in your gold and your raw ore for either points or for town tokens. The gold, of course, is more valuable. But you go ahead, you can take the town tokens or the points. Now, if you take the town tokens, you can use those to invest in upgrades, which make some of your abilities work better, and you can place those tiles on your card, or you can also invest in town shares. Now, town shares are hidden points. You know what those points are, but none of your opponents know what your points are, so you're kind of banking in secret points. But the town tokens potentially could be worth less than what they would be if you just made them into points on the board, but they could potentially be worth more. So players are going around and around the track. They are dropping those marbles. They are gaining gold. They're gaining ore. They're investing in points. They're investing in town shares. They're investing in upgrades. But they're going around and around until one player gets to 20 on the point track. As soon as one player gets to 20, they can go ahead. They can get a town share bonus. And then you've triggered the end game. Everybody gets kind of another move. They get to go through another move. Other players that get to 20, they get a town share bonus as well. But then you go ahead and you look at all the points you have on the board. You look at all your town share points and any other points you may have accrued during the game. Whoever has the most points wins Disney Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. So this game is this is one of those games that, you know, it looks like it's for kids. It's Disney, and I wasn't overly excited to play this one. It looked kind of gimmicky. And what happened was, we started to play the game, and it is a little light. But what I found is, even though it was a little light, it was still very engaging, and there was a lot of competition there. And my friends and I, as we're playing the game, were like, oh crap, I got to do this, but I got to do this. But wait a second, should I invest my points here, or should I go for some of those town shares? Or do I really need an upgrade so it can help me? Ooh, look at what their ability's doing. That's really helping them. Maybe I should do that. But there's only a limited number of abilities. So there's a lot of options here, and it surprised me how much I did get into this game, and in fact, we all did get into this game. This game, frankly, is a lot of fun, a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. Now, my only caveat here is the three-dimensional board, the plastic center. It's frankly, it feels kind of cheap, and when you twist the mountain to get the marble out, it's very difficult sometimes because you got to go back and forth and you're not sure if you got it, and so it doesn't work quite as well as you would want it to. So that's kind of the big caveat here. I really liked the gameplay. The game board itself was frankly not what you would hope it would be. Now I realize for a game like this and the price point you want to get it at, that's about as good as you're going to get and you're going to hope for. But man, I'd love to see more kind of maybe a deluxe version of this game that has a really nice mountain and kind of a streamlined way of doing that. That would be freaking awesome. As it is, I think this game is a lot of fun, and I think it's fairly accessible to younger people, but it's still, there's enough meat here, I think, for experienced gamers as well. Nothing that's like super going to blow you away, but just a lot of fun. I'm surprised how much I liked it. In fact, everybody in the group really had a lot of fun with this. So a recommendation for Disney Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is buy it. Thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. We'd ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. I'd also ask you to please give a thumb to this video on Board Game Geek, and please check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson, PhD, where we talk about military history and books on history and fun things like that. Really appreciate it. You know, I've got to tell you something. Somebody has been sending me flowers with the heads cut off. I'm being stalked.
Please somebody help me on my feet again, and I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. Please somebody help me on the solid ground. It's a long time, and I'll be dying. Once a year I wind up in the band.
Puddles on the Moon by IP4.